Hello everyone and welcome back to Epify Lab, and this is the full stack Laravel and Vue.js application development tutorial series, and today I'm going to show you how you can make backend validation, and that will be a simple one, and also we will do editing and deleting for this video for the tag, okay? And yeah, if you have not subscribed yet, please go ahead and subscribe because I'm going to have a lot of cool videos coming in, and also yeah, I will be editing these things for Laravel, so I have already started and made my decision that I will do theming for this tutorial series at the end of the front end for the blog. And then in my next series, I'm coming with news with app, hopefully. And then I have a Laravel WebSocket in my plan, create a real-time chat. And I also do have a design. So let me show you the design I have for you guys so that you can see. Yeah, it will have almost everything included. So let's go ahead and show me. Yeah, this is the design. So I'm going to develop it in Laravel and Laravel WebSocket. Okay, stay with me, stay with the channel. Please share this channel, and you're going to have a lot of cool things. Okay, let's go ahead and move on. Okay, so yeah, here you see I have done a normal front-end validation, but yeah, I have to do the same validation in backend. Let's assume we don't have a validation here, and how do we do that? So there is a lot of cool ways to validate in Laravel, and Laravel gives you extreme flexibility to make your own validation, own logic, own rules. But I'm going to do the simplest one because since we have a front-end validation enabled, so we are not using the backend for showing the error from the front in the front end from the backend. So yeah, but it is for protecting this method or route before we are going to have some false data. So let's see how we can do a simple validation here. This dot validate, and we need to pass the request instance, and then we have an object, array which we can define, and here we have a tag name, and we record the tag name, and it is record. Okay, so you can have like a lot of built-in record, max, bail. Bail is something like if you have multiple validation, bail will stop the first one if it fails. Okay, now if we since we are handling everything using Ajax and Axios, so that means that we will get a JSON data returned if this is failed. Okay, if this fails, it will return JSON data. Normally, if you have a normal traditional form request, then it will redirect you with the session errors. But we're not doing that. So here, okay, let's go ahead and do something. Here is something went wrong. Please try again. And we have a 422 error, which is called unprocessed entity. Yeah, unprocessable entity. So we're getting this error. So the given data was invalid, we can show this message directly, or we can actually access this tag name, and we can actually access that. So let me show you how you can access that. And in the else method in the form, we can say, okay, in else if res.status equal 422, that means we have an error. Otherwise, we can say that else something went wrong, or you can have if else if condition, whatever the way you want, does not really matter. So you can go ahead and I can say, okay, console.log res.data. So we have res.data, this the whole things, and then we have to access the res.data.errors. Okay, and then we can have tag name. So we can access the tag name. But now if it is 0, that means, okay, if it is 0, you can I can access directly 0, but never ever access any array without a proper check. So what I have to do is I have to make condition here. If tag name has an error, then actually let's dot I and make it like this way. Okay, so you can show the error this way, because before accessing any index you should check whether it has any values or not, or length. Otherwise we're going to have problems. You see, the tag name field is required. It's perfect. So we're getting this error from the backend. But yeah, we are actually stopping that from the front end. But yet we will have this in place, just because if anyone can possibly send a request from doing trick in here. So if someone do the tricks, he will get an error either way. But we don't care about showing this error because we are already showing error in the front end. Uh, yeah, before even processing the request, it's always best to stop before processing the request. Yeah, it's a waste of request, obviously. Perfect. So yeah, let's go ahead and create edit functionality here. Let me show you how we can do the editing functionality. And editing is super simple. So we have to take this model again, and then we just copy paste these whole things. So tag editing model. So here we can say edit tag, and we can say that, okay, another simple boolean. Add modal. Instead of add modal, we can say that it is edit modal, and we can say here it says data, so we can say edit data, and we can have the same structure here as well, so that we can reference that in there. So here we can say edit tag name, and we can say that the model. Perfect. So it will have this one, and now we have to make it this thing, and we can have edit tag, and I can have multiple here, is editing, but that's okay because at one given point I will have one modal open, so that's okay. You can have a different boolean here, but it doesn't really matter at the moment. Okay, so we have to change the click function edit tag, so we have to have a method here, and this method will be almost exactly same. So let's copy that, and here instead of yeah, data, we will have an edit data, and it will return 200, and we don't need to do anything here, and we don't need to push because it's just edited. Tag has been, we will change the message, edited successfully, and we will change the edit modal to false, and we do nothing here. Yeah, we can have the same validation at the top here as well. So perfect, so far so good, and we will say okay, edit tag is the API now. Okay, perfect. Now, if someone click on edit button, we should pass the data here. Show edit model, and we will pass the item, the whole item object. Single tag, and we will assign this tag to the edit data so that it is available here. So if we click here, we will take this whole object, and we will assign this whole object to edit data, and this edit data will reference in here, so it will be automatically in here as well. So that's perfect. So after assigning this value, we will make the model appear. This the edit models equal true. That's perfect. So far so good. And let's click on it. Perfect. You see, we close it, close it. Okay. Now let's make it a little bit nicer. Editing, edit. Perfect. Now let's go ahead and add the route in the backend. So all I just need to do is just copy paste task, edit tag, and here we just need to do one more thing here. Just take this edit tag. Okay, the same validation also here, and then instead of we can say where id equal, we will pass the whole request object id, and you can say update, and we will just update the tag name, and then we will update it to request.tag name, and here we will say id is also required. Okay, perfect. So we will send the whole object. Instead of sending data, we will send the edit data. Okay, so here we are sending data, and here we are sending edit data, and edit data is always replaced when we click the show model, because we need to update the specific row, so we need to pass it every time. Okay, it seems we're getting a server error, which is perfect. Seems a syntax error. Okay, I have a habit for not giving the semicolon because I worked with JavaScript a lot of times. Here it says Flutter, and you can see in background it's edited. 405. The post method is supported for this route. Support methods get head. Okay, post method not allowed. Let me check. Okay, it says get, so we don't have any route, so we have to change that. Perfect. So it has changed. Now one problem I'm facing here, editor.js edited, and here the problem is it's changing from here. So let's check out if we can avoid these things. It will not be that easily possible. So what we have to do is we have to take that object equal id or tag.id, tag name equal tag.tag name. Let's see if it removes the reference. Okay, it's removing reference. So what happened here is that you can see now this one is not getting a real-time changing because it's really annoying. Yeah, you see that was really annoying. Now it's not getting changed simply because I have a new variable assigned, and last time I had this way. It was written like this. So that means that edit data will have whatever written in tag. So we are we instead of copying the value in edit data, we are saying we are just referencing the edit data from the tag, and tag is coming from the text array. So text array is having a loop through. So that means if we change here, it will be changed there as well. And if we change in the reference, it will also get changed here. So this is annoying. We should not change uh, like this. So instead of that way, instead of referencing, what we are doing is that we are simply copying the value and then we are assigning them, and this is how we can avoid this real-time reactive editing. Perfect, right? You see, it's not getting edited. Now the tag name field is required. Perfect. So what we are doing is that this dot edit. I'm not sure. Let me check it out and check it here and see if we have a edit data tag name. So we have the tag name here, and the tag name field is saying required, and it's coming from the server. And are we sending? So we are not sending any data to server. Yeah, that's because it is replaced. So my bad, that was replaced. Okay, perfect. Now we have one more problem, and that problem is that it should look at that. We have edited these things. Now after editing, it is not changing, so we have to change that as well. So here, before showing the success message, what we can do is that we can change that, but let's see if we get in data. So it returns only 1, so it doesn't return tag name. So instead of returning 1, what you can do that if it is successfully getting changed, so we can return the tag name again from the server. So your return response JSON, so we can return the tag name. Everything was successful, so I will return the new tag name. So that was my new tag name. Okay, and now here I can say that okay, before before I return anything, and I need to know which one I'm editing. So in order to know which I'm editing, I will simply okay, I don't even need to return these things because I will be able to track it using the front end. So let's do that with using front end. Let's say index equal -1. So here, when we edit, we will send the index so that we can know which row is being edited. So we will, it's really important when you do this kind of reactive stuff, so keep that in mind. You store index equal index here. So we know, now we know which index we are editing. Simply now we can go to this array. So we can say, okay, go ahead in the tags list. So let's say I'm editing number 0. So that means this one. Okay, so we will say go to the tags array, and inside the tags array, go to the first 0 index. So what we'll do, go to the tags array, and then go to the index, and then find the tag name and replace it the edit data dot tag name. So that will be replaced with the new tag name. Perfect. So I hope you understand these kind of things because these are really important. So getting edited. Let's check. Did I refresh the page? Okay. Let's move on and remove this edited. Okay. So it seems it's not working. So let's check that out. Why it's not working? First of all, let's check if we can, if we were able to get access that things. Show edit modal. So let's go ahead and check. Yeah, we are sending 1 instead of the I. So that was the wrong thing we are doing. Perfect. My bad. So Flutter edited. Perfect. So edited is available right on here, and it is not changing here in the background as well, because even before you change, and if it does change, it is really annoying. So that's super cool. And perfect. So you should know these kind of things. Um, I could have done it easier way, but I think you should really know. Okay, editing is done. Now let's do the deleting function. For deleting again, we need to know which index we are deleting, so or which item we are deleting. Let's say the index. Okay, so let's have the button for deleting, and let's minimize this modal again. And here I will show one of the interesting and very important feature in Vue.js. You should not miss this. Okay, you definitely should not miss this. I know you will be facing, will be needing this feature. So stick with me. Delete tag, and never use delete keyword because it is somehow somewhere used by the framework. So yeah. Okay, so we need to know, we will pass the tag, the item, and the I. Okay, so that's perfect. Now here we will go to the method, and here Seems it's an async, so we will write that tag and I is the index, so hit that here, and then if not confirm, are you sure you want to delete this tag? I will change that UI, and if not, then return. Now what I'm going to do is that I want to make this one to loading. So how do, because if it is being processed, I should not delete multiple, click on multiple time, it's a waste of resource. So how do I do that? Okay, how do I do that? There's a cool thing you can do, which is I'm going to show you, so keep an eye on it. Let's say loading equal tag dot is delaying. You can see is delaying is not available in tag object. Let me show why it's not available. Get tag list. Here is it ID tag name created updated. So there is no is deleted. So we are forcing a new property in the tag object. So we have to use that, and we have to set that as well. Since we don't have any property here, we will say that okay, here look at that. If I say tag dot is deleting equal true, okay, let's see what happens. I will explain. Let's refresh multiple times so we are sure. See, nothing is happening. Okay, it's because before I explain, let me write a new code for that. View.set tag, and the attribute property name is deleting and the value is true. Okay, view dot is not defined, so maybe it is this dot set. You see, I'm being able to make a loader here, and I can make the loader wherever I want. Okay, perfect. So let's go ahead and see why this one did not work and this one is working. So again, this one I'm forcing a new property and making its value true, which is changing, but the problem is Vue.js is not detecting this new property reactively, so it doesn't update reactively, meaning Vue.js has its own reactive way of updating. So if you want to add a new property which does not exist before the rendering, you have to use this way. Okay, so what I will be doing is that I will make it true, and then constant res avoid this dot call API, sending a post request to the server, and then I will write delete tag, and obviously I'm sending the tag object. And if I'm saying res dot status equal to 100, that means the item has been deleted successfully, and also we have to remove that from our front end. So how do we do that? We say okay, go to the tags dot splice, okay, and then we have to splice at I, and how many item we should splice? We should splice one item. Perfect. So we will say this dot s tag has been deleted successfully. Perfect. So otherwise, if there is an error, we will just say this dot something went wrong. You see how useful this methods are. So if we check our command.js file, we can see we have all those defined here. So instead of writing them multiple times, we can just call their method. Perfect. So yeah, let's make these delete in our backend. So that's super easy, and we can say delete tag. And here we can again do some copy pasting here, and we need the ID here. So let's make the request to ID, and where request.id. Perfect, and we can say delete. Okay, and definitely we are going to have a middleware that will check if you are admin and deleting this one or not, so it will have those validation in place. But right now we are going to do things that are not required to complete the validation. So I'm deleting this Vue.js right now, so it should be 2 and it should get deleted. And if I cancel it, it should not. So if I do this deleting, perfect, Vue.js is gone. And if I refresh, it should be gone as well. Now, instead of making this ugly alert, so let's find out something really cool, and you will really love that as well. And let me find out from there. From there, maybe it's under modal or notice. Okay. Okay, maybe it's under model. Yeah, this one. So I will use this one. No title bar, information. Yeah, let's custom header and footer. Let's use this one. Let's use this model. It looks cool. So here I can have a comment here, delete alert model, and I can say, so when I delete there, so this function will not, this code will not be anymore in use, this one, but yet I have shown you how you can do the delete in place. So what I will be doing with that things is, instead of okay, I can say show delete. For some reason my computer has become slow. I think I should stop making video anymore. Show delete models to, okay, I'm not sure why the computer is acting a little bit slow now. It does not, it is not responding quickly. Delete confirmation. Let's say we can say, are you sure you want to delete tag? Perfect. So here we can say, that uh, we can call delete tag here. Okay, we can call the delete tag. Okay, so it seems a little bit unnecessary work, but if you are developing something for the community or maybe for a production level, you should have those things. Okay, is loading is given moding landings instead of modal loading. We will use that one. Also, we use another attribute called disabled. So let's do this now. Instead of passing item in tag, delete item. So we will have an object here and the I to -1 initially. So here we will do show tag. So deleting model, whatever. Let's make that simple. I'll show you both way to doing these things. So let's have a new method here. Okay, it's really annoying at the moment, simply because my computer is acting slow. I should stop making video now. I can set that and I don't need these things at all right here. I can simply directly go ahead, and here I can pass these things. So this dot delete item equal tag, and this dot I equal I. Perfect, right? So here we don't have I like this. We have to use this dot I, and instead of passing directly tag here, we don't have that. So you have to pass the delete item object. So it's perfect now. Let's refresh. You see, it's being true at the moment. So what we have to do is that here, this dot, okay, let's see what loader we are using. I am really hating my computer at the moment. Show delete modal. So it's actually true for now. Let's make it false. And we will make it true here. Okay.